For real nowadays. Hello, and welcome on into another Monday Live with the Whiskey Crusaders. I'm Will.
I'm Sarah.
No, I'm Matt.
Today we're joined by brand ambassadors from Aberfeldy. But before we get into all of that, Matt, who do we got in the chat with us so far today?
All right, so far we got our buddy Donald Ranch, the Irish Whiskey Yoda, Trev Wilson, Eric Evanson, our good buddy up there in Wisconsin. We also got a $5 super chat from Eric W. Cheers from the Big Dick Club. So I will do that real quick for Eric. I do appreciate that. So,
I love that.
Thank you very much. We got Doug Crispy, who's also. Oh shit! Sorry, I forgot the sound wasn't on. That's fantastic. Anyway, sorry about that. That was fantastic. Damn it! All right. Anyway, stupid thing. Skip your damn ads. All right, so go back to the top here. That was really fantastic. And I know Doug also does some stuff with honey in real life, so definitely good to see you in here. I got Mark Reyes, who wants to know about Aberfeldy 12, so that's awesome. Barn Door, Dram Band, thank you, ma'am. Taste Sensibility also knows involved with food and honey. Ice House, our buddy Brian over at Pitface Barbecue, definitely check them out. He has some awesome barbecue rubs. Anthony in here, Machino. Let's see, Andrew Sporrell, Steve A. All right, so let's get it. If you guys, Kyle and Irene, you guys want to introduce yourselves, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, my name is Kyle Hilla. I'm the brand ambassador for single malt whiskeys for Bacardi here in Dallas, Texas. I started with the company literally the day of COVID, so March 16th was my very first day on
Wow.
I've been learning as I go and having some fun with it.
Okay.
Hey everybody, I'm Irene. This is my second time on the show. I was on, I guess it was last winter, right? Maybe around Christmas.
It was last October, I think. Yeah, it's been a long time. It's been a year.
What's that?
Wasn't it your first live stream too?
Yeah.
I remember.
We had a really good time
we
on
don't do a
that.
whole lot of these, but so yeah, I'm Irene. I've been with Bacardi doing the single malts for I guess just over 2 years, and I cover the South Central region of the U.S. So
Nice.
Awesome.
Very, very fun.
I guess if you guys want to go into just a little bit of history of Aberfeldy, tell everybody what it's all about, and then we're also celebrating National Honeybee Day as well. So we're going to get into some honey cocktails as well. So you want to talk about both those things, and then we'll get into the drinking part.
yeah,
I'm going to go ahead and pour me some Aberfeldy.
yeah. I don't have anything yet, so I'm gonna pour some Aberfeldy 12 right here. I guess I'll start, Kyle. I'll tell the story and kind of history of where it all came from. Oh, Kyle's already started, that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
There you go. See, perfect. Although we got the cool Aberfeldy Glencairn here too. When last time when Irene was here.
I
You
forgot
guys
we
can
had
see
those in there.
Yeah, do you have yours, Sarah?
Yes.
It'll be loud if you try to clink them out, but yes, we have them.
Go on. You can keep going.
No problem. All right, so cheers. So Aberfeldy 12, Aberfeldy in general. So I kind of like to start the story with the Dewars family. So we cover all the single malts underneath the Dewars family. So John Dewars was kind of a pioneer of blending way back in the day. And to not go super into detail, but he was working with a bunch of different distilleries to create his whiskey. And then he and his son said, let's create our own distillery so we have something to have consistency, kind of to be the heart of our own. And they opened up their distillery in 1898. John Dewars had unfortunately passed away by that point, but that's when they hired A.J. Cameron, their first master blender. And he actually created Dewars White Label, which we still drink today. And our now master blender, Stephanie McLeod, who just won Best Blender in the World for the second year in a row. Yeah, right? Girl power. so
First one to do so.
Yeah, so she likes to say that, if AJ Cameron could come into the future with us, hopefully not during the pandemic, but have some whiskey with her. She says that he would know that whiskey was his own. So kind of having that sort of consistency is very important and continuing with that. So a few reasons why they created the distillery where they did. It's in the town of Aberfeldy near Loch Tay, which is where John Dewars is originally from. He came from a farming town, and so it also was near a train called a buggy, right? So once the whiskey was finished, you could just take it straight into the town and we could sell it. We call this the golden dram, and because we call it the golden dram, it comes from the water source. So it used to be filled with gold deposits, so much so that we'd have to kick people out of the water. Up until recently, that still happened, and I mean, but I wouldn't recommend it because if you find something, you're going to have to turn it into the queen or get heavily, heavily taxed on it. So
that blows. That's a crappy deal. I think it's the thing you don't tell anybody on.
Yeah. I didn't find anything.
I mean, or you could just not tell anybody. Yeah. So, but anyway, yeah, I know that like kind of recently someone had found like a shape of a donut piece of gold in the water source. There's another story, right, Kyle, about someone finding some gold?
Yeah, well, they found some gold. I love the quotations. Yeah, they found like something. I mean, but the donut one was about like the size of your fist or something like that, right? It was. I mean, it was a sizable piece of gold that they found. But again, technically that all goes to the queen. So
yeah. So yeah, as we all know, we start to make whiskey, especially a single malt, 100% malted barley from one single distillery, and then our water source. So we start with this beautiful source of water, kind of a little touch of gold, whiskey laced with gold. This season for the Aberfeldy 12, we have some. I don't know if it's gonna be in all markets, but we have a gold tin kind of gift pack coming out too. Do you have any of those, Kyle?
I do. I don't have it near me, but when I go get the bacon out of the oven, I'll go grab the gold tin. I'm starting to smell the bacon right now. But yes, when I go grab that, I'll grab the gold tin.
I didn't get any bacon, but I did get
gummy bears.
Also good with whiskey.
This is why they say Austin's weird. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I live in Austin, by the way. We didn't say that. I just said South Central. Yes, we start with this excellent source of water laced with gold, right? And then we move on to the fermentation. So the fermentation is going to be longer. On average, I'd say about 52 hours. But with Aberfeldy, we actually push it. So we have about a 72-hour fermentation. So this is a Highland whiskey. And with Highlands, with this whiskey, we're going to have some nice fruity notes, but we're really pushing that fruit onto honey through that longer fermentation. We also have a lot of copper contact. So when we bring that to the stills are tall, long, and lean. So what's going to happen is as that vapor travels up, more copper contact will be achieved, and then it's going to deliver kind of a lighter bodied mouthfeel. And then we're aging in kind of a mixture of Oloroso sherry and ex-bourbon barrels. So that's
you said a lighter body flavor. This actually has a nice, rich robustness for being only 40%.
Yeah, I think a lot of that comes from the aging. Like, I mean, everyone's taste buds are different, but I kind of feel like it's approachable, but it has a personality. Like, it doesn't fall flat like some kind of approachable whiskeys that I've had before. It really kind of like, you get that honey, but then you get a little spiciness to it, but it's not like too much.
Yeah.
I mean, very, very similar to honey. Honey will like kind of sit on your palate a bit, and that's what I feel this whiskey does. It sits there. It's a very easy drinking whiskey, but it sits on your palate a bit. I really like it.
Yeah. Ooh, we should taste a little bit of Kyle, if you want to talk about National Honeybee Day, you can take a turn. We're going to have some creamed honey. If anybody knows what creamed honey is. No, by the way, everybody, I actually sent them honey. I sent them like really good quality honey, and it
all came to me.
Yeah, we don't know.
To prove it.
Yeah, the U.S. Postal Service has lost something. Hopefully, it shows up the next couple of days. We'll make cocktails with it whenever it shows up.
Yeah.
And don't mind the screaming child. Violet is going crazy. She had her electronics taken away, and she's going nuts. So if you hear screaming child, that's Violet.
That's fine.
Well, you can share some honey with her once it comes to calm her down.
She's gonna need Aberfeldy at this point.
Knock her out.
Rub it on the gums. You're fine.
There you go.
No, I don't know about with Violet. She'll probably bite you.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I also want to say hi to Scott from my Bourbon Journey, Jace from the Mash and Drum, and Malt Users.
I need to grab my bacon.
The other channels are. Oh yes, definitely get the bacon.
Don't let it burn, but
Yeah.
Rainy Raider Nation, and and there's Flo. How's it going?
You want a nice crispiness to your bacon, but you don't need
I
burn.
got several channels joining us, so this is fantastic. Yes, so I know Mark he wanted to know about it prior, and you're right. It is delightful. It is, even though it is 40%, it is a really, really good, super fruity, It's got a really nice oily mouthfeel to it that I think you really like,
It
Mark.
really does.
It was much more. It was much more viscous than I was anticipating it being at 40%.
It was, I would say, much more viscous and rich than I remember it being when we did it the first go round, because that was the first time I had had Aberfeldy.
Did we start with the 12 last time? Because I remember I brought the new make last time. I don't have.
I remember the new make.
We started,
I
with the
remember
new
the new make like it was yesterday. It was like drinking
awesome.
straight honey. It was so good.
It was the best. It was probably the best new make I've ever had. That new make was amazing.
Yes.
I was working that night. I was not.
Yes,
part
you
of that.
were.
I was not
It was
part of
gone by the time you got there.
Yeah, we tried way more than we expected to on that stream. It got real fun. It got real interesting.
I brought a lot. I brought a lot of goodies.
It was awesome. It was one of my favorites, to say the
Oh,
least.
good. I think
Yeah.
I brought, did I not bring the whole portfolio?
You did. You brought the whole portfolio. That's why we're like, oh, let's try this one. Let's try this one. We had an awesome time.
We had a
It was
lot.
great stream.
We had a lot of whiskey on that live stream, and then we went and we did it again
downstairs for everybody.
Yep.
and then we went back upstairs after.
Yeah. I think I dipped out after that.
That was a good night.
Yeah.
But I do remember the new make. That was the first time I'd ever had Scotch new make.
Yeah,
me too.
I've definitely introduced that to a lot of people for their first time. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have ever been to Anvil in Houston, but I tried one of their bar manager, Tommy, on it. And he was like, can I just have this? Can we buy just the new make?
Seriously. They need to put that on the shelf.
They really should.
Just
and honestly, even just in a small container, if you
50
did
mil.
that at Christmas time, as just like a sample or
Put it in a gift pack.
A gift pack, include even just a small thing of the new make. I think it'd be a real big hit.
Yeah.
Whenever we go to Scotland, we get to have some of that new make, and I definitely took more than my fair share the last time.
Yeah.
People love it. Everyone wants to try it. So it's so cool
I blame you.
to see where it comes from. That's kind of what I like to say with Aberfeldy too. It's like, even though it ages and it tastes a lot different, we're going to get into that. You can sort of tell where it came from. So it's like, it's the mama, but its kids have different personalities, but you can see where it went, but but, well, welcome back, Kyle. I think, I don't know.
Hey, I actually did grab the
Oh, you found it. Awesome.
Oh, wow. It's fancy. So yeah, we have these little gold bar tins that will be up in select markets for the Aberfeldy 12. So just a beautiful kind of taste for
Pretty.
your bottles. Yeah.
Yeah, right on.
There you go.
Austin Shaker here in Austin, obviously. They texted me the other day. They actually got some of those in already. So pretty cool.
Very
That's
nice.
So yeah, we have National Honeybee Day coming up. It's this Saturday, August 15th. Obviously, so Aberfeldy already has a very rich honey note to it, and it was something that we looked into a few years back of kind of getting into how can we, pair this with honey? It's a natural pairing because it's already a flavor that our master blender, Stephanie McLeod, is pushing forward in this whiskey. And then really when we started diving deep into it, we really realized how kind of crazy the bee industry is. It's one of the least regulated industries by the FDA, and it's one of those industries where a lot of the stuff that says, "Hey, honey," it's 99% corn syrup. So you're really not getting a lot of stuff that's actual real honey, and you're also not really supporting stuff that is really going to save our environment one day. So this felt like a natural thing for us to really get behind. And I'm new to this position, but something I can speak to was when I actually did my interview in Miami, and this was just before COVID, but in February, I went out there, and what really sold me on this job was I did the interview, and then they talked about, really supporting the bees. And then they showed me that they really do support the bees. They have a beehive at their headquarters on the 15th floor on the patio. And, so you can go out there and like literally see the hive that they take care of. So it's just a really cool thing. So, we have select markets all over the United States where we're pairing bartenders with actual beekeepers so they can actually learn not only how to care for the bees, but also learn a little bit more about the industry and like what they're really putting into their cocktail instead of just like a corn syrup, honey flavored syrup. They're actually putting, natural honey in it, and kind of going back to, unfortunately, the honey samples I got, but y'all didn't, but really, really how different the flavors can be, so you can't just like grab a hive and support the bees. You have to plant food for the bees. They have like a 3-mile radius that the bees travel to pollinate. So you really have to plant herbs and you have to plant flowers for those bees to create this food. So, and you get
something super simple is like letting the clover grow in your yard.
Yeah.
Like
it can be super simple. Just let that stuff grow and let them pollinate it and let them create honey from it. And it's since I've been diving into this bee world, it's been really unique because, you can get lavender honey, but lavender honey is going to be different from when it blooms, from when it's, planted, from when it's, in different stages of its own life. So, it's really unique to get, a certain type of flavored honey in different seasons. So it can make very unique cocktails. So it was a natural pairing for us. And I love that Aberfeldy is really taking that as an industry they want to back. So
yeah, and like we're really doing a lot for that initiative that Kyle was saying. Aberfeldy tastes great with honey. It elevates those honey notes. If you are at home, we call it a golden dram, but basically an old fashioned using honey instead of sugar. Excellent. And we're also last year we started National Honeybee Day with all this initiative. We're working with local beekeepers. So here in Austin, I work with 2 hives and Walker Farms. Up in Dallas,
Rex Smith
with Harmony Hollow. And there's, you guys can reach out to us afterwards too if you're in sort of a larger city where some of our other coworkers are at, where there's cocktail bars all around town that are still open, and they're supporting this initiative. Last year we were supporting it on a more just kind of like helping out the beekeepers we chose to work with. This year we're partnering with an organization called Bee Informed. So you can look that up online if you want to check it out. They're doing a lot to kind of help with sustainability and further our growth and our lives. So it's kind of exciting, especially if you guys are super into honey. But I think the most important thing is kind of understanding where your honey comes from. Just ask, go to your co-op grocery stores, find local beekeepers. They'll show you around. I mean, it's really interesting and cool to learn about the honey. And then this is a creamed honey. It's super light. So a creamed honey is a partially crystallized honey. So if you ever get honey and it starts to get like kind of like that hard crystallized, obviously, that's okay. If you don't really like that, just put it in like some warm water. Don't let the water boil because it'll kind of kill all the good stuff in honey. But yeah, they basically start to like churn and mix up crystallized honey in a really complicated way, but it makes this like really delicious stuff. And then you can just kind of see what Cal was talking about with the lavender honey. Like these are all different colors, and you can see that they came from different. Yeah, and you have like even lighter ones over there. Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's really fun and interesting.
It's amazing what difference it makes with all the bees, whatever they're pollinating, what it turns their honey into is really fascinating and cool. Like we went up to Wisconsin this year and tried different honeys and stuff. Like I said, the lavender one is really interesting and different than anything else. And then there's a bunch of beehives apparently up in Door County that they use for their distilleries up there, which is really unique, and honey spirits and stuff. So, but yeah, it's quite interesting, all the different honeys. And then I had a boss, I guess the honeybees tried to make a home inside of her house up in the eaves, and she brought us all the honey to work, which was really cool with the honeycomb and everything in it. Was really cool a couple years ago.
That is very cool.
That's really when you want a beekeeper as a friend, by the way. You know,
for real.
Safely transport those bees away from your house.
Yeah.
They're good friends to have.
Yeah, totally. And I mean, yeah, having this job, I've become sort of like a bee nerd a little bit.
Like he
Local
says.
beekeepers are nerdy. That is very true. And I think we're double nerds now because I can talk to you about bees and whiskey.
That's awesome.
You know, fun fact, eating honey in your own zip code and your own area will actually help you with your allergies.
Uh-huh.
I don't know about y'all, but Texas kills me with allergies. So I'm always, searching for, there's like a local company that's zip code honey that will literally make honey from a certain zip code. And
I think I need honey from down in Austin because all of the oak or the cedar down in Austin blows up and gives me problems.
Oh yeah, it helps for sure.
No, allergies.
Not know that.
Well, hopefully that honey will eventually get to you guys that I sent.
I hope so, because if it's what you're showing there, I really want to try them.
I do too.
But you can go online and order honey from Austin. So one of my beekeepers is Two Hives. You can actually go on her website. She'll ship it to you.
Nice. Too high. I've heard.
Start feeding you honey from Austin so you can stop getting.
Yeah.
Do that before we have to go down to Austin.
For real.
Or yeah, you can just come visit. Yeah,
Build up my immunity.
so she gets her honeys kind of like the zip code thing
Uh-huh.
from different parts of Austin.
Well, yeah, when we go down to Austin for the Whiskey Vault, the Wizard Academy,
We go
down there.
fairly often.
Let me know when you go. I'd love to meet you there. I'm never
Oh,
there.
heck yeah. It'll be,
It's supposed to be October now. It was going to be next week. That got canceled. So
Yeah.
Right.
it's October now.
It's moved to October, and we'll see what happens there. We're
Yeah.
going for our level 2 whiskey sommelier.
Oh, yeah.
And so we'll have to get some of that Austin honey before we head down there, because no matter what time of year it is, it jacks with his allergies and stuff. And
I used to get pneumonia every year. As soon as allergy season started up, I'd be in the hospital with pneumonia until we moved up to DFW. And then as I traveled down to San Antonio to be with my family, every time I went down there, I figured out that's what it was. It's the cedar down there that just tries to kill me.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I do a mixture of honey and Zysol.
Bee pollen's actually universal. It's a the little yellow pebbles and you can kind of get them. You can basically like put them on like a salad as if they were like little pieces of bacon, if you will. But bee pollen's universal, so that will help your allergies universally, no matter where it's from.
Good to know.
gotta eat
Honey
salad
is,
first.
always really good for you.
I'm pouring some of the Aberfeldy 16 year.
I was just about to say, I feel like I'm kind of finished here. We should move on.
In our Aberfeldy Glens, because we pulled them out.
Yeah, Kyle gave me these cool little. These are the most unique.
Yeah.
These are like the most fancy ones. That's for sure. You got fancy with little corks and everything. These are pretty cool.
That's awesome.
We'll pour the 16, which is also at 40%. So, what can you tell us about the 16 year?
Yes.
Yeah, the 16 year is excellent. This is out of our core range. This is the only one that's finished in New Fill Oloroso Sherry. So I think it's a lot different than the 12 and the 21. I don't know, Kyle, if you wanted to elaborate a little bit more than that.
Yep.
We've got a bunch of
I do.
nerds in our chat. So as much detail and geeking out you want to do over it, go for it.
Yeah.
Right.
Tell us,
They-
you want to tell us the type of malt.
We absorb the
Type of grain, I mean.
information.
Yeah.
We always sort of change our type of malts based on yield. So
It does change a lot. The process never changes for Aberfeldy, so we're still going to have that long fermentation on this one. We're still using a little ex-bourbon, ex-sherry as far as Newfield ex-bourbon and Newfield sherry cask. But this particular one is very unique within our core range of Aberfeldy because we're going to finish it 100% Oloroso sherry cask, like all that. It's going to go straight into Oloroso sherry cask. And it's a sherry bomb. So you're going to get that kind of rich, like dried cherry note, the chocolate, a little bit of the orange, and all that really, all those notes pair really well with honey, which is going to be your backbone of what Aberfeldy is. So yeah, this is
yeah, I get a little more chocolatey notes in this one too. Like So one fun fact about the bottles of Aberfeldy is if you notice, yeah, we talked about this last time, right? Okay, it's on like backwards. If you check out the cask here, it's a different. Oh yeah, here we go. So that you can see how the angel share is changing there if you look at the different bottles. So
from the 12 to the 16 to 21.
Yeah, pretty excellent.
Oh yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
So it dips down as the age goes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Older you get, the more
we have any friends from Knoxville, Tennessee out there, but I have a Glencairn glass that I begged that I could have. It's so cool. It's called it's from a bar called Jig and Reel. If anybody's ever heard of that place. But I was like, can I have a Glencairn glass? And he's like, no, we don't sell them. I was like, what if I send you a special little sample of something when I get home?
Bribery.
It worked.
You got to do what you got to do sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like this one. I like the sherry.
Me too. And it's definitely different than the 12.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The honey is still there in the back. Sherry is just that, sherry bomb. I like it.
It comes through a lot. That sherry cask really comes through on this, which I really think supports a lot of the honey notes behind Aberfeldy.
It does. It really does.
Been a fan of the 16 because of that heavy sherry note to it.
Yeah, I like a good sherry finish myself, and it's rich and it's actually doesn't feel like 40% either. It feels like more. It's got that growing.
The age comes
finish.
through on this one for sure.
Yeah,
the
I like
richness
it a lot.
of texture comes through quite a bit more on the 16 than it did on the 12. That you can dial it down to 40% all you want. When you have a really old whiskey,
it's still going to come through.
You get that richness of character that kind of comes through. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
When you said growing, I was just thinking of gremlins.
That's Violet. That's the gremlin downstairs. That's what she's getting up to deal with is the crazy child kicking the crap out of doors and stuff. So.
Don't
She's very angry.
Yeah, whenever I compare the honey to Aberfeldy, I kind of like to say like the 12-year kind of reminds me of like a wildflower honey, and then the 16-year gets a little bit more depth, maybe like a darker honey with a little less fructose in it. For any honey nerds out there, and then kind of like caramel, chocolatey notes, and then when we get to the 21, it's sort of like adding all of that into a cast iron pan and just charring it all up, and then it's just so savory.
Nice. Sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Yep. I like it.
Matt, should I go ahead and compare this 16 to the?
That's fine. Is that okay with you guys to compare the Madeira cask, duty free only, 16 to this 16? That works for you guys? All right.
Yeah,
so Pete, who's in the chat, I was over at his house last night getting us a couple special things. This is the 16-year duty-free only Madeira cask.
Yeah, so same process as the one that we're having that everybody can get, but instead of the sherry, of course, Madeira. And it's finished for about 6 months when we do the finishing on these.
Just give me.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah. It also comes in a liter, which is cool. So the bottle's a little bit fatter and a little bit taller, which is kind of funny when you compare it to the regular ones.
Yeah.
That's a difference.
A significant difference. But both are excellent. Oh, that's a good question from Donald. He wants to know, are there plans to bring the Aberfeldy, I guess, to North America at some point, the 15?
Not that I know of, but never say never.
Yeah.
We do have, we're going to move on to these, but we do have some special innovations that we're going to talk about that are coming to the U.S. So
cool.
Well, he's in Canada, so
I think Canada's getting them too. Yeah, they are. Because we had Canada. We had Canada on our call when we were learning about these. Right, Kyle? I'm pretty positive.
Yeah, Tanya was on there. Will, what do you know about Madeira casks? Seem like a wine guy, a little bit, kind of.
Yeah, I'm not as up to date on all of the high alcohol wines. I really just had to sell Chardonnay and Cabernet to people. Was mostly my job as a wine sommelier at Dell's. But we didn't really deal much with even port. We had like a couple of sherries I think on our list, but that was it. So really, Madeira is not in my wheelhouse.
Yeah,
I know that was one of the things that our founding fathers drank. I think that's really fun. But other than that, it's really not something I've spent a lot of time drinking.
So I'm with you. The only thing that I really took, so we have another brand ambassador in San Francisco, and he is a cask genius on wine casks and pretty much any other cask. If it's wood, he knows it.
If you're in San Francisco, go find Drew Record.
Drew Record, like genius.
Nice.
But one thing that stuck with me, he's like, Madeira is basically wine that they really try their best to ruin, and then they add alcohol to it, and that's what Madeira is. He was like, they try their hardest just to make it awful. They they
cook it
hot area. They like make it just awful, and then they add alcohol to it, and that's Madeira. But really, it adds a lot of like fun little nutty and dark cherry notes and like some beautiful notes. So it works. But that always stuck with me with who said that.
Well, plus it can last for like, hundreds of years and still be drinkable, which is even crazier about Madeira.
Exactly.
It's like, oh yeah, it's fine. You can leave it on open it. It's like whiskey. Leave it, it'll be fine. In fact, it'll last just pretty much forever. They said, like, okay, cool. I don't have to worry about this bottle.
Yeah, it's a great cooking wine.
Yeah.
Know that because you can just open it and you can cook with it and leave it open sitting out there at whatever temperature. It's not going to make any difference.
Right.
After what it's been through to be created, like you were saying, nothing's going to mess with it now.
Nothing's going to hurt it from there. Yeah. So what do y'all think of that? Because I don't have a taste of it.
So you have the honey.
I have the honey. I didn't get the Madeira.
I like it.
Is the Madeira also at 40%, Matt?
Pete, is it? I think it is, but I don't know. Pete would have to confirm that.
It is.
I did not write down the proofs last night.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it is. It is delicious.
I can't keep up with the chat. I haven't had it in a while, but I feel like versus the 16 sherry versus Madeira, it's like it has this really soft finish, like very rounded and mellow.
Yes, it's the mouthfeel on it isn't as viscous to me, but it's still flavorful. But as far as like the richness between the two, I think the sherry finish is actually richer.
No.
Personally, like the finish on the sherry is long and growing, and I don't get that on the other.
I agree with you on that.
It's good.
I like
good.
the flavor of the Madeira better, but I like the journey of the sherry better.
Okay, answers the question.
Like layered kind of with the 16 a little bit more.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Standard release just has a really fun journey across your palate. It's growing, it's ever changing. The finish is beautiful and it lasts for forever. It's really good, and I like the flavors of it, but it doesn't have the same journey. It doesn't have the same presence on your palate.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree with that. Yeah. Well, I think that moving into the 21 year from that would be a good transition.
All right. That will work.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pete's right. He says the Madeira has a candied finish.
Yeah.
Agree.
I get that.
Yeah.
I need more water.
Okay.
Nice, open up this pretty box. That's a really pretty presentation. Yeah, and then Pete also gave us a special 21 year that's an older one that comes in a really pretty box.
Yeah, right? That's
the fancy one.
Pete is the man.
So I still have some of that left.
Right, and I was going to pour it into this one and this one.
Don't tell me to live my life.
Or that.
Yeah, so that's the cool case it comes in, is this.
moist.
But the best part about all these is they're all super affordable too. Like none of these are like crazy expensive. I mean, there's not many 21 years you can buy for like $150. It doesn't really exist.
Wow.
Right? No,
Yeah.
totally.
It'd be
And,
worth it.
I mean, one thing that I think is really interesting, it's like great for, people like us that want to like try something that's really fun and cool, but I think it would even be good, it's a lot of the people that are like, oh, I really want to have X very recognizable Scotch at a higher age statement, but I don't really have the budget for that. This is a great kind of, maybe try something out that's a little bit different, but it's not going to turn you, you're not going to go wrong with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
I agree.
somebody's like really into Doers. This is like the ultimate thing to get them that's into Doers. It's like this amazing single malt that's and just really blow their mind.
Yeah, but like in comparison or in the different, not sure what the word I'm looking for is, but with Doers, Stephanie has the option of using about 40 different single malts and whiskeys. But this is, of course, from one single distillery, so you're going to get a lot. You're going to, like I said from the beginning, it's like you can tell where it came from. But, Stephanie's using with Doers, she's using different whiskeys. There might be some peated stuff in there, but not with this. But yeah, just to be clear, no peat in the Aberfeldy.
Well,
I would have already said something.
Also, if you're going to keep a cask around for 21 years, there's a reason you're keeping that cask around. You've tasted it multiple times. You know what it tastes like and where it's potentially going because these people have been doing this for, generations. So
Right.
it's really, when you're going to save a cask for that long, to put it into, because not everything is just 21 years. That's the youngest that's going into this. But there very well could be stuff that's older than this going in there too, in order to keep it, tasting like this.
Absolutely. And I think that's one thing that always excited me about this industry was that, these master blenders and malt masters, they're literally collaborating with people in the future and the past.
Yeah, that's true.
So cool.
It's a huge feat that Stephanie McLeod really took to 2015 to really release all these age statements and really she's sticking behind it. She's like, these will be, these will have an age statement on them on the bottle, but she's also using this. I mean, this is the backbone of Doers as well. So, I mean, she's using this stuff for Doers as well, along with, a multitude of malts, but to be able to balance that, those age statements between 12, the 16, the 21, and then, a couple other ones that we're going to taste here shortly. I mean, that's a feat to really think about and to do. It's impressive.
Yeah. Someone just mentioned he can pick out the Doers 15 right away. And that's actually that was Stephanie's first innovation that she created when she became master blender in 1998, I believe. And that one they call the Monarch. It was inspired by a painting that Tommy Doers had, and it has also a cherry finish on it. So if Donner likes that one, he'd probably really enjoy the 16 year.
Yes, of course. I really like the 32 and the 27 and 21 are also quite excellent.
So
I guess the 32 one
started.
in the world. That's all. No, that thing is amazing.
Tell me some more.
Speaking of,
Tell me more about what's in my glass now.
Because this is beautiful.
The 21-year Aberfeldy. Yes.
I mean, this is just a testament to how well it's been aging. There really hasn't been a whole lot done to it. It's a lot of bourbon influence. I mean, in my opinion, it does have some sherry influence, but I'm a big bourbon. I love like a hogshead with less influence from the cask. But I mean, just you can tell that new make just started off really beautifully and then aged for 21 years.
Yeah.
What did it age in? Just the
Mostly ex-bourbon.
ex-bourbon barrels.
I mean, that's my opinion, kind of. Like, it's
there is some ex-sherry in here as well. So how I like to describe it is it's literally, where the 16 is kind of the anomaly of being finished 100% all the rest sherry casks. The 12 and the 21 are very similar I do feel like Irene said, we're going to be seeing a little bit more of the bourbon cask. I think it holds up more with age than a lot of the sherry. But you're really gonna see what, going from the 12 to the 21. I do encourage you to kind of taste them side by side. Going from the 12 to the 21, the 21 is kind of at its most beautiful expression age wise of what the 12 could be. So that's kind of how I like to think about it.
That's a fun way to look at it.
Pit-faced barbecue. Yeah, you're going to Mirage. When I was covering Dallas, I'd be there. But tell Willie I said hey. He'll be like, "Where's she been?"
Oh, wait, I just saw that you can look at comments now. I've been looking at the private chat this whole time.
Oh no!
Oh no!
But yeah, kind of what Kyle said. Like, I just think that like from the 12 year being kind of like lighter, but like has that nice personality and spice, it just really matures into just butter. Like, it's so. I mean, I don't know if you guys like. I would love to hear your thoughts on it.
I really enjoy the heck out of it. Again, the richness and the depth of it are surprising for the proof. Again, I'm assuming this is not anything above 43, maybe 46, but this is probably 40, right?
It's 40.
Okay.
Is that a standard across the lines, or
Yeah, seems like it.
On the core.
On the core. Okay.
We're going to get into some other stuff, but yeah, on the core, yes.
I mean, again, it's
beautiful.
It feels like it's more than 40, and
It does. It feels like it's more than 40 on the palate.
yes. On the nose, not so much, but that's not all that matters.
No,
It feels like
that's not super hard to achieve with age. But
right.
It is still a feat. It's still something to be proud of.
So don't look down on 40 proof or 40 AVB.
Thank you, Sarah.
Just because don't look down on it. Give it a chance.
Hey, to that.
Yeah, this is one of the few.
That coming from the high proof horror, that's something. That's saying something, because high proof's my jam. But hashtag.
It's one of the few qualities that's a big standout in the Scotch world. I mean, there's not many 40s I really enjoy. But this is one of the few I actually really enjoy drinking on a regular basis is Aberfeldy. So
that's because you get a 40 AVB and you think it's going to be thin and watery, and it's not. It's rich and viscous and coating.
Even with the 12.
Even with the 12.
Yeah.
And it grows from there, in my opinion. This is complex. I like everything that's going on in the glass. I like that you can get some of that sherry berry, and then the bourbon influences, but the honey's still right back there hanging out in the background.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, the finish is it's a long finish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Long and very present.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
all right, you guys should pour that old 21 as well and see what you guys think compared.
Yeah. I'm seeing like the 12, 15, 18, 8 year. Oh yeah, the 8 year and the finished ones. Those are pretty cool. Yeah, Stephanie's got some really cool innovations.
Those are the best like $20 blends. I think they're just amazing. I really love those. The rum and the mezcal cask.
Yeah,
awesome.
So I know we're not talking about this brand tonight, but Royal Brockla, we're gonna have a lot of changes coming soon. So if you guys like Royal Brockla, that's a lot of sherry finish. And we're not taking any tariffs on that this year, like all of the Royal Brockla age statements. And if you get it, that's it. Like once we're sold out, and we're getting her new innovations.
Good to know.
So hopefully,
you brought that the first go around, didn't you? You brought some.
Yeah, she brought all three.
It was a long night.
3 or 4 months ago, Royal Brockla got put on like a top whiskey list of collectibles right now because of the innovation that we're gonna stop this one and do kind of a new make on it.
Yeah,
that's
plus,
right, Ben. I agree. I'm looking at the chat. Royal Brockla 21 is really good.
It is really. Being in Austin, have you had the Royal Bastard that's over at the Crowded Barrel? Have you tried that at all? That's the cask strength Royal Brockla that they brought in and teaspooned.
totally teaspoon the shit.
You need to try that. It's amazing.
Oh, wait, where?
At Crowded Barrel in Austin, where the Whiskey Vault is.
I have not been there. I really
need to go there. You're in Austin. It is a must do for you. When they reopen, obviously, it's kind of hard now, but
yeah, they're not.
Come on,
they're not open for the tasting room right now.
Yeah.
But if you call up there and set up an appointment, you can absolutely get a
especially if you bring some
a
Aberfeldy's
whiskey
Daniel and
to guide you through the vault.
Well,
You can
I
still
will be
do that.
following up with this.
so
I will
Dusty,
give you an email address at the end of it.
Okay.
The Dusty seems to have more sherry influence to me. The one that Pete gave
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, so she said they looked it up. They think it's a 2014 Pete is what that one is.
Well, that was the year that we started to release the single malts into the United States. And that was one of the first bottles they had. So it's got to be around that time.
I do. Yeah, I think
so. If you guys don't know, Graham is over in Scotland. So he's been to Aberfeldy and he's also been to Royal Brocla. So that's pretty awesome.
How did you get a tour at Royal Brocla, Graham? Oh, because you live there?
Yeah, he lives in Scotland.
Okay, because they don't do tours like.
Apparently, he's got one. He knows people. Apparently,
Irene's like, I've never been on a tour. What's going on here?
No, I have, but like a lot of times, like that's one of the distilleries that they'll let people in, but they don't like have an active tour. So you gotta probably know somebody.
They don't push it to the public.
Yeah, so I guess Graham is somebody you guys want to know.
Glad to
know you, Graham.
all of the people in our chat are somebody that you want to know.
Seriously.
Just
yeah. What I was gonna say is that hit us, anybody in this chat, if you guys are ever going over to Scotland and you wanted a tour of Aberfeldy, we will make sure we hook it up once it's opened up again. But you can hit up us on Instagram if you want. I'm Irene Infused, obviously, and Kyle's, what is it, Liquid Architecture or something?
Liquid Architecture.
Nice.
But it's art, A-R-T, architecture.
video.
Yeah.
Oh, God, you got to change it up like that?
I know. Someone already had Liquid Architecture. I don't know why. It messed me up. So I had to set it up.
You can put it in the chat, too, if you want. Then people can see it.
Perfect. Yes. Can do that.
I like the original or the new 21 a little bit better than the Dusty 21. And I think Sarah's going to say the opposite. But I think the new one is richer. It's more complex, and it tastes older than this older Dusty one does to me.
And see, I agree with that. The thing that I like about the older one is it seems to have more sherry influence than the newer one.
Okay, that's fair.
It's got more berry. The berry coming through and that fruitiness coming through to me.
Yeah.
And that's why I like that one more. Now, I mix them.
I think you're right, though. I think the underlying honey note in the 21 release that's currently on the market is more dominant. It's more prevalent. It shows through a little bit more. But again, just the thickness and the viscous of this
it really
for being
is.
only 40% is surprising, and I really enjoy it.
Yep.
Yeah. Pete says he picks up the brine in both of them.
I was just about to mention that as well. Yeah. I love that. That's such a cool comment.
And you get it, which is really unique, especially for a Highland. You don't pick it up, especially that you guys are like way inland. You're not like those by any means. So it's
yeah, a little bit of saltiness to it.
Really an interesting note. Do you guys have dunnages at Aberfeldy or no?
Do we what?
You have dunnages there, underground.
No, we don't. No.
Interesting. So I wonder where the salty note comes from. If it's just from the new make and just over time. It's a really interesting note to find on one from there, being not on the ocean.
They're still on an island, Matt.
I realize this, that they're on an island. I get that fact.
I mean, we're technically
they're like in the middle of the island.
Just really very inland.
I mean, okay, if you want to get technical about it, I suppose North America is an island as well. But it's,
Sorry, I'm a pain in the
by the Panama Canal.
I have a geography lesson now.
If we need to.
That's it.
I've been studying.
That's a whole other shit show. One tonight.
Okay, fair enough. Let's focus on this shit show for right now.
On the technicalities, should we move on to
let's move on to
innovation?
Some fun stuff.
Yeah, I gotta clean some glasses real quick here because
I've been cleaning as I go.
I'm gonna make a blend.
Yes,
I have not been finishing these.
I have.
We don't have the bottles for this yet. Like this is like a super new thing.
This-
We're gonna have,
I tried to look them up last time. Like, I can't find these anywhere. Where the hell these come
yeah,
from?
they sent us like
This
yeah,
is
we're just holding the same one.
I
Like
have so much.
Wow.
Awesome.
What happened to mine? Irene, show me how much you have. Yeah, I need you to send me like 3 ounces.
I'm just gonna like 3 more ounces. I outrank you, right? Yeah, that's gonna need to happen.
yeah, this one.
Okay.
Seniority doesn't apply.
Hey guys, here's the deal. Y'all are literally like some of the first. I mean, other than what we drank out of this is in our own group ambassador tasting of this, but y'all
With
are
Stephanie. Like we got
with Stephanie. Like y'all are the first people that we've tried on this. So I haven't tried anybody else on this yet. So
Well, we feel very
Here's
special.
that.
I'm very excited.
Thank you
That's
so
even
much.
better.
yeah.
This is my glass for that.
I'm always willing to be the guinea pig for new whiskeys. I'll sign up for that any day.
that's kind of why I thought of like reaching out to you once we had this on our books to learn about it. I was like, you know who I think would enjoy this?
Yes, very much so. This is okay. So tell them what we're drinking here, so we can get in this really cool exceptional cask.
All right, Kyle, you want to go ahead with this first one?
I'll do it. Yeah. So we're starting off with the 18, right, guys?
Yes, the 18. Yeah.
Sorry, 18 year. Okay.
So
We have
this
to do really bad handwriting.
this gets only so there is no new bourbon or new sherry cask on this. It's only going to be refill bourbon and sherry cask on it, and then gets finished for the last 4 to 5 months of it and Pauillac cask. So I know, Will, you could speak highly on that particular wine, but yeah, we're going to be looking at the Bordeaux region, left bank. And really a lot of the notes we're going to be getting off of that is you're going to get some cassis, some tobacco, some, blackberry, some cedar wood. Those are the kind of flavor notes you'll typically find Pauillac wine. So it makes sense that that's going to pair well in the whiskey as well. So again, it's still Aberfeldy, so you're going to have that honey richness. And again, these notes of tobacco, blackberry, cedar wood, are all really supposed to just pair really well with that. Yeah, this one does sit higher than the others. So this is 43% ABV than the core line.
Yeah.
This wasn't on our tasting notes by any means, but the one thing I just really get off of this, and I get it off the nose, I get it off the palate, is have you ever had like black honey, like that, like molasses style honey out of Japan?
Okay.
That's what I get off of this like immediately. It's like this like kind of really dark, rich, very molasses-y, not a word, molasses-y.
We can make a word. This is whiskey.
It is now. That's right.
Make
Let's
that
go with it.
Anyways, I've been drinking scotch, so this is very kind of like dark, rich, honey note, and that's what I get off of it. But then you get a little bit of almonds, even a little bit like kind of, you still get like bright cherry notes on it. Those are kind of my tasting notes, but
Yeah.
I love it.
I brought my fancy Glencairn out for this
God.
party.
Oh yeah. That's right.
Yeah, based off the nose, it's named appropriately.
Yeah. This is
taste
unbelievable. It's like a cigar dipped in a blackberry jam.
Yeah, that's a great tasting note, actually.
Cigar dipped in a blackberry jam. Man, I want to do that now.
Sounds really good.
43%.
It's got an effervescence on it.
With some biscuits, right, Kyle? Biscuits and
I'm
Biscuits and jam is
I'm
shit.
from the South. I love
so
biscuits
good.
and whiskey. Like that's my thing. Like I like to pair whiskey with biscuits. It's my thing.
Hey,
We like to do whiskey with bacon.
I was
You
gonna
know
say,
what, my friend? It's
chocolate.
Put a whipped honey butter.
Sounds like a great, like the Babes biscuits. Then take some. Oh, this would be amazing with those.
Oh my God, yeah.
Come on.
With a little bacon on the side, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right on the biscuit.
That's my thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's
Yeah, biscuit is a super awesome. Yeah, that's exactly what this is.
This
Though.
whiskey is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. It's like, what?
And it really does get into those darker fruit
Mhm.
notes that you would expect to find out of a red wine out of Pauillac. this is plum and black currant. There gets into notes of almost like fig. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And again, surprising depth and richness for 43%.
Damn, that's good.
That's been
Yeah,
the theme. That's been the theme of the night for me is surprising depth and richness for being such a low ABV.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm with her. I'm a high. I like.
You're
I like
high proof,
high
baby.
proof. Really, I want to taste as much alcohol and as little water in the product as possible.
Right. And even though like I know it's 43, I think it like my brain and my taste buds want it to be like they think it's 46.
Yeah,
Right.
it's such a difference between the 40 and this. It does sound like really high alcohol content, but like you said, it's only at an 86. So
Yeah, and I'm honestly my
beautiful.
I'm actually thinking more like 92 is what it's sipping like.
Right.
Yeah, there's the color. Yeah, it's beautiful.
We're all just doing it like, yeah, they're all different colors on each.
Yeah, which is really funny. It's the glass, I'm sure. Yeah, this is this is exactly named quite well. Exceptional Cask. Yes, absolutely exceptional.
What is? Do we know
Unbelievable.
an Sorry, I keep on stepping on you, Matt. What do we know an approximate price point of what this is going to be?
We don't have those numbers quite
Okay.
yet, but I mean I could give you an idea.
That's
It's
okay.
not
I'm willing to
outrageous.
take that.
It's gonna be
And-
around the price of the 21 year, I think. So don't quote me.
Oh, they do want to know: is it only going to be at Total Wine? Is it going to be available at a lot of different stores, or how? Any idea on that distribution wise?
I would think, and outside of that, I think we're gonna definitely have it at some independents.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm gonna need a bottle of this.
Yeah, this is freaking delicious. Yeah. But yeah, I would agree with you. Now it's like the cigar sitting on the plate, smoking with the blackberry jam and biscuits. It's a food. It's a whole plate.
Matt, all whiskey is food to you.
It's what people can relate to is food, and it's what it is. It's just beautiful, and a little bit of clove and a little mint over here. It's fantastic.
It's so hard to do batch recordings with him because it makes you hungry.
So
And-
hungry.
I really want a brisket right now.
So hungry.
Oh, that's what Brian's for.
Just saying,
It's the brisket.
make everything.
Brian's gone to bed.
Brian's going to
He's
bed.
gone, man.
I know it's unfortunate.
You know, something really amazing, and I, you know, that we were talking about earlier with the Pauillac Cask is, you know, when you look at that region, you really have some of the best wine in France coming from that region. So this is a particular part of Bordeaux where there are more first grow wineries coming from this region than any other region in France. So now we don't know exactly what winery these casks are coming from,
We know
but
it's on the left bank.
we know it's on left bank. We know it's in the region, but I mean these are some of the greatest. And Will, you said earlier you had an 88.
Yeah, I actually. So what he's talking about is on the left bank of Bordeaux back in 1855. They went through and ranked wine, and they had the merchants and they had the consumers rank wine back in 1855. Napoleon did this. That tradition still goes on to this day, and they rank these places every 10 years. And 3 of the 5 places that are ranked the number 1 first growth Bordeaux, they were given the honor of having essentially the top place, even though 4 of them were given out back in 1855. 1 of them was later added. But they gave 4 people the honor of being number 1, and now that number is 5 people. Of those 5, 3 of those wine producers come from this one region. So to say, you know, the entire left bank, you know, is being graded, and, you know, 3 of those 5 are coming from this small little area. These wines consist of Cabernet Sauvignon mostly, but are usually blends with Merlot, Petit Verdot, a little bit of Cabernet Franc, and sometimes including Malbec as well. But they're really rich, big, vibrant wines that have been known the world over for forever for being amazing.
And there's your wine geek moment.
Yeah, no, I love
Did you
it.
drop-
Good
Yeah.
good memory on that 1855. I
Good
just looked
job,
out of my
Will.
notes. I was like, on the money.
Wow.
I
Drop of water in that.
I mean, it's pretty exceptional to get a cap from this region and be able to put some amazing Scotch into it and still be able to sell it at a really great price, and it ends up being a beautiful whiskey.
Yeah, because I'm sure these casks were not cheap to buy.
I can imagine. So.
Winemakers.
I'm going to be finishing that one later.
Yeah, so with a drop of water, it's really ashy, and the cigar really picks up.
Really?
Really awesome.
I don't remember what was in that one, but it tastes like.
So on that note, I think maybe Will has an answer for this. So the grapes are they grow in like deep gravel beds. So I wonder if that has that cigar influence what we're tasting.
It absolutely might. Grapes tend to grow best when they're stressed, when they have
struggle for the water,
when they have to struggle to find a way to live. That's when they make the best wines. It's what they always end up saying. So yeah, way back in time, the Dutch drained these marshy swamps, and what they created were these riverbanks that now create these world-renowned wines. And they were once rivers and these marshlands. So there was a lot of vegetation at one point, and now just the stones remain. So
yeah, I like that answer there. So there's a lot of structure, I think. I definitely get that tannic quality, like right down here, sort of as like it's just sort of still all lingering there in my mouth, and like the sides of my tongue is kind of like still kind of like tingly a little bit. I don't know if you guys get that. Yeah,
it's got this effervescence feeling to it, almost like it's like a champagne.
Yeah,
but bubbly.
I usually describe tannin as a gritty sensation on the roof of your mouth. Like if you were to scrape your tongue on the roof of your mouth, you get this like gritty sensation. That's what tannin does to it.
Yeah.
It's not appealing.
It's so good.
Yeah, maybe I misspoke. Maybe like that kind of like acidity that kind of gets your mouth watering a little bit. You want to just keep drinking a little bit more of it, but I can't keep drinking a little more because this is all.
And you have
part of the bottle before you can do that. That's the problem.
That's why I put the rest of this little bit aside.
I'm going to save this for later because that's probably the best wine finishes I've had. That is truly exceptional. That's really good. That's going in the special cabinet that I hide from myself.
Where's that special
You better
cabinet?
hide it from me, boy.
Yeah, I have lots of stuff hidden here. Don't worry.
Honestly, Will and Sarah, I just saw his bottle of the Exceptional Cask. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't give him too much more than that. I think he kind of shortchanged you, like on what he gave you.
1 ounce or 1 ounce.
I only gave him a little bit more than that. I feel like he might have shortchanged y'all a bit.
We're good. We're good. The amount of whiskey that this man willingly allows me to have, I couldn't possibly care less how much he shorts me.
All right. Well, if you need more,
he's not worried. I take pictures when they come in. He knows how much is in.
No, it's.
I always like to give people a hard time.
The generosity of Matt is. I can't even put it into words. So it's.
Yeah, but I'm gonna need to know when this hits the store so I can be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can Kyle especially can let you know because he's up there near y'all.
We're looking currently, and again, COVID times, things change with shipping. But we're currently looking at mid-October.
Okay. So before Christmas time, you're trying to get this out before?
It will be here before Christmas
That
time.
would be a great 13th anniversary present.
Wow.
Hey!
Maybe $13 of it. One for each year.
Huh?
Maybe 13 bottles of it. Yeah.
There you go.
Hey.
I mean, one for each year.
Yeah.
It would actually be a whole lot more than that if we're talking about how long we've known each other. But
how long have you guys known each other?
26 years?
27 now.
27 years? Something like that?
What?
Yeah. Long time. But yeah, I'm going to have to be on like the mailing list or something for that.
Yeah, like Mark says, enough time to save money to buy it. It's a good choice. I would save your money and buy this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I just poured the Sauternes.
All right.
I just poured the Sauternes as well.
Oh yeah, I gotta pour that.
Oh, yeah.
So this is the other exceptional cask, which is the 20-year Sauternes Cask. So tell me what Sauternes is first, so people can know what that is, and then we'll talk about the whiskey.
Oh, can I also say that this is only in the United States? This one.
Okay, cool.
Suck it, Canada.
Oh.
Sauternes is also a region.
Oh.
Maybe when you
Within
start
Bordeaux.
sharing some of your good Canadian.
You said good
Right.
Canada also has a lot of really good beer that I've never gotten to try. So
See, also a good point.
So
So we're gonna stand on the border, and we're gonna make some exchanges. I think.
Yeah, just hand it across the border.
Right. Sauternes is also a region within Bordeaux. It's made from Sauvignon Blanc and Muscadel, the grapes that go into making it. It is a very sweet wine. This is boisterous affected wine, meaning they leave the grapes on the vine long enough for them to get what's called noble rot, and it actually raisinates the grapes a little bit, and then they are picked, and the juice that's squeezed from them is much more concentrated, and it gives much more of a sweet quality in it because of it. The wines are typically really sweet, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's going to make this sweet.
it's also a white wine.
Correct, it's a white.
Yeah, you can definitely pick up that's a white wine.
Uh-huh.
Lots of honey and wildflowers,
Oh yeah.
vanilla.
And it's much more in the peach category than it is any of the, like we were talking earlier, of the figs and the plum.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
like more stone fruit. Will, would you go a little bit more into maybe like the history of when it was introduced in the 1800s?
What Sauternes itself?
Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about that.
I don't really know a whole lot about that either. I know
Sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
No, I know that they figured out that they could still make it even though it had noble rot affected by it. I don't know who was. If you look at what noble rot looks like, I don't know who was brave enough to make this and drink it first, but it would not have been me.
It was a very sober person.
Or
not sober anymore.
I think about that a lot with a lot of things. Bees, like who wants to go?
Yes, eat bee goo.
Right?
The bees, like they're collecting their own goo in there. You're gonna eat it, really? Says who? The bear? Like you're gonna trust the bear?
No, the honey badger. That's who you trust.
Honey badger. Who liked it?
No, I agree with you though. Like, who decided they were gonna try the little sticky goo that comes out of the honeybee? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it worked out for the best.
it sure did.
So
While like little bugs with horns and tails are attacking them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they saw the bears doing it or Winnie the Pooh. I don't know.
Yes.
I'm all about Winnie the Pooh, man. If he's gonna do it, I'm gonna do it too.
Wow.
I haven't tried it yet.
That is good. That is butterscotch.
really good.
Oh, another fun bee fact. Elephants are terrified of bees. In Africa, the honey there is different than it is here. So here they cap the honey to kind of preserve it. In Africa, they actually leave a little bit of water in it, and it gets this like sour note. It's like slightly fermented, kind of like a mead.
Okay.
Very good.
Anyway,
Natural yeast flying through the air.
yeah, fun nerd fact again. I'm good for all those.
Irene, tell them your drunk bee fact. It's my favorite.
My what?
Your drunk bees get back to the hive.
It's funny. I feel sad. Okay, so if bees go out and they forage, right, and they come back, and sometimes they'll be sorry, what am I looking for? They'll find like a sugary component, right? Like maybe they'll find like malt liquor, maybe they'll find some White Claw, and they get drunk, right? So they come back to the hive. If the bee is, this is so sad. Okay, I even hate like saying this, but it's so sad. The other bees, okay, so each bee in their lifespan, they have different jobs.
Mm-hmm.
They have guard bees the guard bees will literally rip the limbs off of the bee, kill them, and kick them out of the hive if they come back drunk.
Damn. That's
Wow. Not allowed to fuck around with the job.
Don't get drunk off that job.
Yeah.
No.
Flowers,
There.
leaves only.
No. Just don't come home drunk.
Yeah.
Anything about that on the job, listen, don't come home drunk.
Yeah, you gotta go hang out with those carpenter bees and
Right.
go underground and have the speakeasy down there. That's what they do.
Right.
Yeah.
Lay low.
No drinking and flying.
Hit some of those water droplets before you come home.
That's right. Some of those water droplets. I think I actually like the Sauternes finish better than the.
You like something better?
So what's the story on this one? On is this one available yet or no?
Same thing.
Same.
Same time.
It's also at 43 proof percent. Sorry, 43%, same as the 18-year-old. Again, kind of what you're saying with the Sauterne, like you're gonna get some. It lives in the world of the peach, the almond, a little bit of nutmeg. This pairs perfectly with honey, right? So this is we kind of joked a little bit when we were tasting it for the first time, like, man, I just want like a small spoon of vanilla ice cream and just like and a big spoon of scotch, and I'd be happy. But this is it's not necessarily. I mean, it has some. I don't want to say sweet notes, but it has some of those kind of fruity notes to it.
But on that same like stone fruit, that type of thing. But like, do you get any like tropical, maybe like coconut type?
It's kind of veering that way as it sits here and opens up some. But I can't decide which one I like better.
See, and you said I almost go mango papaya.
Mango papaya.
It's very simple. You just buy both. Problem solved.
And they're both coming out in October?
We'll come out at the same time, but yeah, we're currently looking at October.
Happy anniversary to me.
I'll get you one for your anniversary. You get me one for my anniversary.
Works out great.
It'll be interesting to see who buys what for who.
Well, if we're still in this COVID situation,
I'm going.
He's going to the liquor store because I ain't going anywhere. So.
Oh man, yeah, that is wild. Yeah, last time I was with you guys, I was actually with you.
True.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's the way we prefer. We like to have live events, but life happens sometimes.
It's been a long time.
Been a long time.
It's kind of fun. You can see different backgrounds.
Yeah.
It's just true. To see what people got going on, although ours is always this. But
yeah.
I have my koala.
Oh God, no! I really like that one too. Oh.
Yeah, I'm. The more it sits and opens up, the more those tropical notes come through, and I'm almost leaning towards the Sauternes finish that I like more because I like those tropical, but the richness on the other one
is stupid.
I think, yeah. What about?
It's like day and night.
What's that?
It's like day and night between the two. You got one that's like this dark, rich, and then you got this one that's just bright and shiny. Yeah.
They're bookends for sure of each other.
I think so, a little bit.
I reserve shiny for metallic tastes.
Oh, I don't.
So I try not to say shiny if it's not actually metallic tasting too.
Okay, well you do you.
It's bright.
It's super buttery. Lots of.
I like bright.
I like bright.
I said that too.
I know you did.
Stop telling me how to live my life. I'll use that word.
Will buy her the 20.
Also, diamonds are shiny, so there's that.
You know, that's fair.
So you better, come up with a new definition. When you just call metallic, okay?
You want to drink diamonds? Like, you don't want to drink diamonds.
But they're still shiny.
That's true. Yeah. I don't know. I think I guess if I had to choose, I'd probably go with the 18. But I love them both. I don't know. What do you guys?
I picked the 18 because I like that cigar and ashiness, and just all those dark fruits are just beautiful.
I think for me, I like them both, and I think it would depend on like my mood as to which one I were to grab for that particular day.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know,
I think they're very different beasts altogether. I actually think I like the 18 better. I think I like the Bordeaux, the red wine finish better.
I don't know, man.
I'm a 20 year, like the Sauternes. That's just amazing to me. I've that finish is very unique to me for Scotch, and that flavor profile is very unique for me. And I'm a 20 year.
So I have had the privilege to try Sauternes. Have either one of y'all had that?
I have.
Okay.
So
knowing that this came from a barrel that housed that sweet of a beverage, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It's like saying that it housed grape juice at some point in time, right? Like, I mean, Sauternes is sweet. But this doesn't have any of that in there. None of the sugariness transferred.
No, it's got a little fruitiness coming out.
There is one that I had asked, like, oh, is there something like that would be a good idea to try, kind of to compare, just to taste it. I don't think I've actually tried Sauternes. I don't know if you guys have.
I have.
Yeah, I've got some bottles of it.
I
have. But Chateau de, I don't even want to try to pronounce this. D''YQUEM.
Okay.
That apparently you can get in like New Orleans pretty easily.
Oh, okay.
Sauternes should be fairly easy to find at like a Total Wine.
Yeah, I've got some French ones that are really quite good that I brought. Yeah. I don't know what the heck the name is. I got the box over there. I'm gonna go
almost all of them are Chateau something.
That's the one that drew record.
Like a late harvest Riesling, like when you look at like a late harvest Riesling, and you're gonna get those like honey and apricot and just that you're gonna get a lot of, again, just like what Will was saying, like basically that noble rot just concentrates all the sugar in the grapes. So when they're actually like making the wine, it's just a very concentrated like sugar within that grape. So it creates a really sweet wine. But I agree, you don't really get that. It's not on the palate. Maybe that's why she decided to do at a higher proof for this one as well. But it doesn't feel like it sits as heavy as like a sugar would. But you do get those kind of notes of coconut and apricot and peaches and like really like ripe fruit on that.
Yeah, I would like, in my mind, I'm like putting this one in like a summer whiskey category versus the other in more of like a winter whiskey category because of the
Chateau de Kim.
We're doing the chat. Yeah.
Donald's helping us out.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Appreciate it.
I thought of him the second you started spelling that. I was like, Donald probably knows that. But
I wish we could like take him off chat so he can talk for a little bit.
I mean, he can.
He can if he would like to join us.
Wants to join. Donald,
if you want it.
Donald's been on before. He's good peeps. He's our Irish whiskey Yoda.
Oh. Well, we'll have to bring on Teeling, because we also cover Teeling now these days.
Yeah.
Yes,
who represents Teeling up here now? Oh, you do? Oh, good. Then I guess you can come on and do it. Because actually we had Teeling, and then, we'll talk about this later. Some stuff happened, and he's not there anymore. So, good. We'll have you back for
running
Teeling.
A really excellent bar in Dallas.
Somewhere in Dallas. Yeah, that's what he was saying, which is awesome.
Julian Pagan actually was a bartender at like one of my very first restaurant serving jobs. So I've known him for probably like 12, 13 years now.
Oh, wow.
He lives in my neighborhood.
Nice.
He's running his own bar program now at a local bar in Bishop Arts in Oak Cliff.
Yeah, he's
What's the
awesome.
bar called?
Amazing. Revelers Hall.
Revelers Hall. So you guys should go visit Julian because he is a bro.
Yeah. Also,
he's
also celebrating National Honeybee Day with us this weekend with Aberfeldy. Throw that out.
Yeah, we like him a lot. When he came here, when we had him on for Teeling to do on the Scotch as Dummies, was awesome. But he was going to come back, and then he changed over to his new job. So yeah, we'd love to have you back for Teeling for sure, because they're already asking for Teeling in the chat. So that's even better.
I might be able to even get him to do a cameo.
Oh, even better. Yeah, we love Julian. He's fantastic.
Yeah, he's awesome. He was supposed to come with me when I did my my thing with you guys, but his dad's birthday came up, and he like promised his daddy would go visit him.
That's right. Yeah.
Incredible. But yes. Oh, good. Yeah, Teeling.
Yeah.
That's kind of new to our portfolio within the last 3 months. No, 3 months, 2 months. Anyway, it's exciting. I love talking about Teeling and drinking it.
Here's a 24-year. Oh my god.
That 24 you left, Matt.
I bought that one. That one's fantastic. I have plenty of it left.
Yeah, we don't even have all that good stuff right now.
Yeah, no, he did bring us one that night.
He did bring us and shared with us the 24 that night, and it was just magical.
Crazy good.
And then everybody left. We drank a lot more of it.
It was great.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, very, very generous with us. I think I still have a little sample back there.
You do.
In my, oh my god, I don't want to drink these, but I really want to drink these samples.
4 picks of Teeling. I didn't know that was even a thing. That's cool.
Oh, I have not heard of that yet. So I'm interested in figuring that out. So love that.
There may or may not be special barrels coming to select off-premise locations here in Texas for October, November, December of Teeling. So yes.
What about
that's all I can say. I can't say anything else. But yes, there are special barrels for certain people that have decided to partake and buy barrels for, liquor stores that have decided to buy their own barrel and bottle their own barrel. So those, I believe Texas is getting 3 barrels total.
Very cool.
I just can't say any more than that right now.
Well, and you can let us know, and then we'll buy.
I need to be on that mailing list too.
That works.
I'm gonna bring Julian on, make him say it.
There you go.
Yeah, I can't get in trouble if he says it.
No,
Yeah.
totally get.
Yep.
Sounds good to me.
Just call it.
What about the chestnut cask? Is that going to come to Texas at all?
Sorry?
The chestnut cask, something like that?
Well, we didn't get any in Texas.
Oh, that's why we can't find it. Good reason.
Yeah.
I was like, boo. I heard it was really good, but
I heard it was really good too.
I never tried it.
So I have a fun Teeling story. This actually starts prior to me actually starting in my position with Aberfeldy, and again, Irene and myself just picked up Teeling under our portfolio a couple months ago. When I started back in March, I was just hired for the single malt whiskey role. But maybe 1 or 2 weeks prior to my actual hire date, they had a big Irish whiskey festival at the state fair, and they wanted me to go and present. So actually, my very first day on the job was presenting on stage in front of 120 people on Teeling, and I was I had a week to learn Teeling. I was all right, cool. And, I'm mic'd up, and that was I was like, all right, sink or swim. That's my first day.
I was going to say the same thing.
I know. I'm nervous about doing that too, but I worked with Julian so much. I'm wait, what?
I actually called Julian. I was like, hey, can you and me and him walk through my presentation because he's so amazing. But I was like, yeah, I'm doing this presentation in front of 120 people next week, and I need to learn.
Oh, he's awesome. I would be all stressed out because that's how I am. I'm like, do we have everything? Check. Yeah. He's like, baby girl, chill out. Just have a shot.
It's so weird. He said the exact same thing to me.
I don't doubt it.
Advice before you go on stage.
Was it the chillax or the baby girl?
Good old one. Yeah, Kyle likes it.
Well, you brought us some really wonderful whiskeys tonight. These are all really, really good.
We should make some cocktails with this honey, though, now. Because I know we talked about making some cocktails, so let's do that.
Ooh, all right. So I think I can help out with this.
Okay.
So an old fashioned, easy peasy. Also a Gold Rush, pretty easy.
Okay.
I don't have anything in front of me to do it, but I could just go and get a couple of things.
All right, that sounds good. We can show the people.
What do I need to go get so I can go do the same thing?
Okay, so Kyle, you want to make the old fashioned? I'll make the Gold Rush. You need bitters, Angostura bitters, orange bitters if you have them.
Okay.
The honey,
Yep.
a spoon or something. You'll need a lemon. Do you have a lemon?
Mm-mm.
Don't have a
Do you have
lemon.
any citrus at all?
Old fashioned is.
Or
man,
I got juice. I got like juice of a lemon, but not an actual lemon.
that works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just need juice of lemon.
What do you mean juice? Is it like that, like plastic?
You know, the stuff that comes in a bottle.
Never mind. No, let's
No, not gonna go. Okay, then we won't do this.
I have the
So
I love
skip that ingredient.
Do you have any Amaros?
Yes.
Okay, I was gonna say like a black Manhattan, but let's just go with the old fashioned. I think that would be easier.
Okay.
I'll go grab some stuff.
All right, I'll do the same, I guess. Or you know what? I'll talk to you guys. Why don't we ask me some questions while he goes and grabs some stuff? He was
I
a
don't have
bartender.
bitters, so I can't make.
Not
I
too
can
long
make
ago. It's been a few years for me.
We have bitter someplace over there, but I don't
Really?
know where the fuck it is.
I don't know. Is
We
the
have-
one they gave you or
So you gave me bitters at one point in time, a couple different, I believe. But we have so many samples over there,
Oh, I can't really help you with that.
and I just
and samples over here now too.
I just don't have time for that. So what's in the other one that you're going to make?
I can make it. I wasn't gonna do it because you guys didn't have the ingredients, but it's super easy. Well, it's a Gold Rush, so we're gonna use Aberfeldy because of the honeyed notes. We're gonna use honey, obviously, and then lemon juice. You shake it, strain it, drink it up or on a rock. Delicious. But I can make one while he's making the tealing or the tealing. We were just talking about that. While he's making the old fashioned, I'll get stuff to make the Gold Rush, and then we can switch off so everybody can see how to make it in the future.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, cool.
Looks like Matt's running around getting some stuff because Matt has everything.
Cool. Anybody in the chat have any questions or anything? Anybody live in Austin in here?
Ben does.
Ben does. Ben Stahl. He lives in Austin.
Yeah, I see Ben from time to time.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody else that's in the chat is at the moment.
Right. I don't think so either.
I know why. It's dry week. That's what they're all at.
That's where they're all at.
A lot.
Dry week? What is that?
The whiskey vault is dry
yeah.
week once a quarter, and a lot of them they can't handle themselves, so they don't watch anything for a week.
Lame.
It's basically a time for you to just take a break and reflect on yourself and make sure you're not turning into an alcoholic.
Just plus.
That's what sleeping's for.
I don't generally participate in the dry week because I don't drink every single day of the week. I'll go Tuesday and then Thursday and Friday and not drink because we record on Wednesdays usually.
I used to, but then we started doing this, and I don't really have time for dry week. I can do several days without it, but not a week.
Yeah, I mean, I do days without it, so I'm not overly concerned with the fact that I have to have it. Have to have it. And that's the whole point of dry week is to make sure you don't get to that point. Take a break. Let's do something else for a week and, make sure you just mental check,
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Which is great when you're
if Exceptional is going to be at the Shaker, I will 100% talk to Dave about it, like first and foremost. And he actually picked up the last case of the Exceptional Cask from the last go around. So, FYI, we have some of that still. I think I have a bottle. Let me go see. So there's Kyle. He's about to start making it. So Kyle, while you're doing this, I'm going to grab things for the Gold Rush, and I'm going to show the Exceptional Cask to Ben in the chat.
Oh, beautiful. All right, guys.
So what do you got going on?
So we're going to make a little Aberfeldy 12-year-old old-fashioned here.
Yeah.
Yep. Make it super simple. So, oh, wow. It's a beautiful bottle there.
Yeah. Basically, within the state, Austin Shaker has the last case of this.
Is that sherry, that one, or what's the
super duper sherry? Look at how dark that is.
I know that
I may or may not know of a store here in Dallas, in Plano, actually, that has
Total Wine, I want to say Euless has some. At least they did. I don't know if they still do. They did. But basically, after tasting this, I guess it's something we'll have to buy because, wow, that's all I got to say on that. All right, so what do we need for this?
So for this old fashioned, we're gonna do a little bit of honey, some Aberfeldy 12, of course, and bitters, Angostura bitters. I'm gonna do a little double up. I'm gonna do Angostura aromatic bitters and a little bit of Angostura orange bitters.
Good, I have both, so perfect.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take again, kind of talking about the Harmony Hollow Honey here. I don't know if you guys see that, my local Texas here. So typically, what I would do is take this honey and half it. So basically, that means is I would take half honey, half hot water, mix that up into a syrup, and I would
don't have boiling water.
I'm sorry.
No boiling water. Remember?
Nope. I said hot water.
I know.
Irene, if you're not on the screen, you're not allowed to talk.
There's a voice from off the
If you're not on the screen, you're not allowed to
Don't kill them.
talk.
Shut up, Irene.
Yeah, please. All right. So not boiling water, but hot water. Just enough, just hot enough to mix it up together and solidify. And you do about a half ounce. This one I'm just going to do straight honey and do about a good sizable bar spoon of honey just right in the glass.
There you go.
All right. And I'm just basically going to make sure that the scotch and the bitters is going to liquefy that enough to add my sweetness to the cocktail. So I got my honey, local, all natural, raw honey, Aberfeldy 12. Oh, the one thing I didn't grab is something to mess with, of course. But I know where the 2 ounces on a Glencairn is.
There you go.
Most of us do.
Exactly. I feel like we pretty much all know that's about 2 ounces of Scotch. Yep. So because I didn't mix my honey with any kind of water, I'm gonna just basically mix the honey and Scotch and let that solidify a little bit. If I had pre-diluted the honey, I wouldn't have to do this basically, but I want to dilute this a little bit before I'm adding ice. All right. Bitter kind of goes. It's really kind of one of the things. It's kind of like adding cream to your coffee. It's, some people like a little bit of cream, some people like a lot of cream. I'm a heavy bitters guy. That's just who I am. I like a lot of Angostura, so I'm more of a 4-dash Ango guy. Good dashes, not like the little Like I like to turn it down and like go for it, And I'm a 2-dash orange bitter guy.
If you like bitters, there's a place in Washington Island in Wisconsin that is the bitter capital of the world, and they do shots of bitters and join the Bitters Club. You need to go up there and try it.
Oh, have y'all ever had like an
Angostura
sour where they're doing like 2 ounces of Angostura and they make like a whiskey sour out of it?
Delicious. I love lots of bitters, so I was like, "Oh, this is an easy challenge. This is nothing."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, this will be delicious."
Yeah, it's
like, "Oh, you like these?" I'm like, "I love bitters. Bitters are great."
Yeah, I love bitters.
I like a lot of bitters.
That reminds me of Malort face. No, thank you.
Malort face.
I drink this, no problem. I love it.
I appreciate that. So then from here, we're just adding ice and stirring. We basically just want to dilute the cocktail a little bit. The idea with stirring is you want to keep the back of the spoon on the glass all the time and go around the side. When you get really good, you can do like the roller coaster where you go up and down, up and down. And then when you get really good, you can do the up and down like fast. So that's kind of how I train people to stir cocktails.
Well, you also have a cocktail spoon that glides in your hand quite nicely.
Oh yeah, that typically helps.
It does indeed.
Yeah.
Which is why that spoon is shaped that way, is so that it can glide across the glass like that, and so that it doesn't chip the ice.
Yep.
I love how James Bond orders a shaken martini that's going to give him more ice, more water, and he's being all snooty about getting a watered down drink.
Yeah.
Shaken, not stirred.
That's your own choice, dude. Stir that shit. And strain it.
Well, when you shake it, it breaks up the ice chunks and it gives you little ice shards.
Mm.
How it works.
Stir in.
I didn't get ice. I should probably get ice. I was
That's
late.
fine. No, just keep it neat. You're good. You've already started.
That requires me to go downstairs. I'm like, man, and my kids usually get it, but they're both asleep. So,
No, you're
Your
good.
kids are asleep?
well, I made them get up.
They're
Usually, they sleep
quiet.
all night long. I made them go over to my mom's. My sister's here from Alaska right now, and so they went to swim in the pool all day. So
Gotcha. That'll
they
do
got
it.
2 hours of sleep, so they go to bed tonight.
That'll do it.
I like to garnish with little lemon oils or orange oils, whatever you kind of prefer. Go either route. I got lemon. And just kind of garnish. Just express that right on top. And right in.
Very nice.
Cheers.
Cheers, indeed.
It's tasty.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Good.
I like old fashions with.
Anybody out there
malt.
making an old fashioned with Kyle?
And I like old fashioned with Scotch so much better than I do with bourbon. Scotch is so much better. I don't really like bourbon old fashions. To me, they're just kind of weak. They're just too thin. Whereas Scotch is a little bit thicker. It just tastes better to me, and I like the maltiness of it. Makes me feel like I'm drinking a real drink, not
Yeah.
this weak bourbon. To me, with it just weak. It's too weak for me.
I like Balcones in an old fashioned.
Mm.
It makes
Oh,
it good.
Never had
Oh, my goodness.
Which balcones?
Just their normal Texas single malt at what's 52, 54 proof, whatever it is, 58 proof
ABV.
or percent ABV. Just that.
Yeah, 53. Yeah, it's 106.
Yep, their single malt used in an old fashioned is just beautiful.
I've used brimstone before in an old fashioned. That was delicious.
I bet.
Okay, I am making.
I drink like.
Just try to check out the Gold Rush.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do this. Okay, I made a little bit of honey syrup while you were doing that.
There you go.
Boil the water. You shouldn't boil the water. Don't boil the water.
Oh, I wish you would have told me that.
You have to go off screen to say that.
What happens if you boil the water?
Irene, do not
Kyle?
boil the water. Do not. Don't boil the water. Dare you boil the water?
Thank you, Kyle. Oh, fantastic, man.
You're like a backseat driver. All right, go ahead, Irene.
God.
Oh my gosh.
You know, Irene and I have only met once, but we're like best of friends. We really are.
Twice. Once at a bar and then once at my Craigellachie dinner.
We met at a bar.
Craigellachie dinner.
Yeah, at Standard Pour once. We were too cool to know who I was then.
Oh, I don't know about that. I might have been.
We're too drunk.
I was like, probably more like that one.
Yeah. I think I Ubered home that
I was
night.
with Austin.
Millspaw?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Well, that's your problem. Austin Millspaw is an Eagle fan, so I don't like to associate with him. Yeah, that's your problem. Should hang out with a Cowboy fan.
On that note, yeah, Gold Rush, super easy. Whiskey, honey, lemon. I am going to just take half of a lemon, and that's the juice I'm going to use just to make it kind of easy peasy lemon squeezy. Sorry. And then I made a little simple syrup in a Glencairn. So I'm going to take about an ounce of this. But I was in a rush, so I don't know. It's usually like half water, half honey. But it might be, I think I put a little more water in, so I'm just going to a bit more. For fun, right? Like, we don't have to be like exact.
No, it's fine. Eyeball it is good
You
enough.
have a jigger. Kyle used his Glencairn, so
It was like it's more fancy.
I mean,
than
Glencairns can be exact too, ish.
They can be very.
that simple syrup.
You know, they can be
doing it as long as we have, they're pretty exact.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to do 2 ounces of Aberfeldy. I like to add sound effects.
Yeah.
Why I usually get fired when I was bartending.
Bottles don't make those noises, Irene.
But do now.
Okay, so now we're taking the lemon. I have a lot of people have these at home anyway. If you don't, just kind of cut them up and take a half of lemon out of it. Put it all in. I just one of these. I mean, if you make guacamole, we're in Texas. You have to have one of these, right?
True.
Oh hell no! I make it all the time, and I don't have one.
Well, you can get one at the grocery store if you change your mind.
You've got simple syrup and honey in there, and then you're adding this
Lemon.
Lemon. Okay.
Yep. So about an ounce of the syrup, so half water, half lemon. Depending on how sweet you like it, you can add a little bit more. 2 ounces of whiskey, Aberfeldy, of course, for the honeyed sweetness and notes. And then about a half a lemon here. And I have pre-put some cubes in here. So I'm just going to shake this up. So, Ben, you'll like this.
Ooh.
I made my own
That's awesome.
shaker. Shaker.
I love it.
So, here we go. Kyle, I expect you to clap for this.
Why are we clapping?
You're killing it, Irene. You're killing it. You're killing it.
Never shake at the guest or your friends because these things can explode.
Take to the side.
Yeah.
So I took a big chance because I'm shaking at the computer as well as my guest.
This is
My first martini ever bartending went right over all over the gentleman that ordered the martini.
Oh no!
And that's when I was like, you know what? I'm turning this way.
Oh.
Here's your martini, sir.
Here you go.
I hope you enjoyed your bag.
No? Okay, my bad.
Okay, so if you have a shaker, this is a different kind. A lot of people have like what are those called? The kind a lot of people have.
They have the julep strainers and then they have the hawthorn. So this is the julep.
I did not know that. Okay.
He has the hawthorn.
Yeah, these are, I think, better for just to have in general because you can use them for any type of cocktail. So I'm doing this. I'm double straining it. I'm using like a little just colander basically.
Fancy.
And I'm doing mine up because fuck it, why not?
Yeah, we've reached the point in that night of the night. Fuck it, why not?
I like a gold rush up. A lot of times it comes as something on the rocks, but Kyle already made something on the rocks. So in this cute little martini glass, and it's so delightful. So really easy to make. I mean, you can make a bunch of these at the same time. Shake them up.
Is that a martini or is that a coupe? That looks like a champagne glass. Yeah, that's the original champagne glass.
Marie Antoinette. It's shaped after her bosom.
I didn't know if I should tell the fact or not.
I mean, she said fuck earlier. I thought I could say
there.
I know. I didn't realize I did. And then
We've reached the point of the night.
Okay.
No one cares.
Yeah.
Where everything is gold.
If you're in it for the long haul, you must like us.
For real, right?
Yeah, we appreciate it.
So that was the original champagne glass before the flute was invented.
I did not know that.
Yep.
When was the flute invented? Like the 80s?
I don't know.
It feels like an 80s thing.
It does feel like an 80s thing, doesn't it?
You are right, Irene. It wasn't much later than most people probably would think that champagne flute was invented. But the coupe has been around for a long time.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I like this better than the martini glass that looks like that.
Yeah.
And I have like long hands. That's amazing.
Ooh, ouch.
What are you shaking over there, Matt?
The same thing she is.
Yeah, Kyle, that's the shaker I was talking about.
Ouch.
Matt has.
Oh, okay.
What's that called?
Just a shaker.
The shaker?
Now it's
like
called
cobble shaker?
What'd you say?
Cobble shaker?
There's
Maybe.
a specific name
It's
for
called
it.
a cobble shaker.
Interesting.
I
I didn't know there were specific names for different types of shakers.
I
Oh
always
yeah.
fill with those. That's what I use when I go to my parents' house. So I bought them the kind I like for when I go home.
Hey, Matt.
Yes.
They're great for in home. They're a little bit more difficult when you're making multiple cocktails back to back because they're hard to separate.
Uh-huh.
So typically want to use more of a Japanese 10 on 10. And you could do 10 on glass. As long as it's tempered glass. I've always liked 10 on 10 because you get the sound, and part of bartending's the show, right? So
that's the one I was doing. I was like, clap for me.
Yeah.
But I think what Mark said is probably what it should be called, the rum shaker.
Love it.
Matt, you made what Irene made?
Yeah, except for I had to use lime because that's what I had, so it works.
That'd be good too.
Okay.
They both
I
turned
was
out
curious because you said you just had, imitation lemon juice.
That's what I had to use. I used the rose lime. It worked.
The juice of a lemon.
So what I got, I had lemons, but they turn into like rocks, so they're no longer of any value to us. So I threw them away.
Yeah, I heard that.
No. Definitely no.
I used a bunch of them, then I forgot I had them. I was like, oh shit, I guess these are rocks now. Oh well.
I don't make enough drinks to even consider, buying lemons and limes.
So there are some, if you really want to get really geeky into it, there's some fun things you can do with like some old fruit and preserve it. So, you could basically take your lemon and peel it and make an oil saccharum, which basically
I was really just about to say that.
you can take the peels and throw it in with some raw sugar and just cryovac it, just like a little food sugar thing, and the sugar will absorb all the lemon oils, and then you can make a syrup out of that. And so you're gonna have this really bright, vibrant kind of lemon syrup. And then you could actually take the juice and add vinegar to it and sugar, and now you've made a kind of it basically you can work that into cocktails as citrus, but it's a vinegar based sweetener, if you will.
And it'll last longer too.
And it lasts longer. So you can there's this great company, they're a great couple actually that do a thing called Trash Tiki, and they travel the whole United States and they go to bars and they basically all the produce and herbs and fruit and everything that bars end up throwing away, they take all of that and then do pop-up bars with just their old ingredients that they end up throwing away, and they call it Trash Tiki, and it's like now a nationwide thing. It's pretty cool to kind of see how they're preserving fruits and vegetables, especially when we're talking about National Honeybee Day coming up and how to save the world a little bit.
Or you could be even like more basic and just put fruit juice into ice trays.
That also works.
Yeah.
And then just put it in the blender and make yourself a frozen Gold Rush.
There you go. Yeah.
Which I just thought of that, so I think that should be a good thing.
See, so next time we see, you'll have ice juice. Be great.
We'll send y'all blenders and ice and like flavored ice cubes next time.
Yeah. That'll be really great. Can we mute ourselves?
Yeah. No one wants to hear the blender on the stream. I was like, they'll probably want to hear the blender noises. Oh, I guess
everybody listening with headphones, please take them off now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oops, hold on.
All right, Richie.
Thank you, Richie Z. We appreciate it.
Cheers, Reggie.
Thanks, buddy.
That's the fun for the blender.
Mm-hmm.
I went back to the 12 because I have a feeling Matt's going to want me to save some of these other ones for a review. Yeah, he's shaking his head. Yeah.
You can drink the 16 and 21 of those. You can drink those. Just don't drink the exceptional cask yet.
I'm not going to.
All of them you can drink.
I have my little bit left right here.
I have some of all of them besides the 12. We finished off the 12 tonight.
You can finish the 12. It's fine. We have a whole bottle of 12.
That's what I was thinking. So.
Yeah, and that's in the stores.
This is wonderful. This has been a wonderful night. Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you for having us. This has been super fun.
It's amazing.
10 minutes left here. Is there anything you guys need to talk about? Let know what's going on that's coming out. Anything special?
or especially for come Saturday for National Honeybee Day,
Right.
like
Yeah.
go to or anything?
Yeah. So in Austin, I have 10 different accounts that are doing features from August 15th, which is National Honeybee Day, and then September is Honeybee Month. So, and Dallas as well. Kyle has some accounts, but if you guys are in Austin or around there and you want me to let you know where you can go, just hit me up on the Instagram. And then I have to like do this opposite thing. Same with Kyle.
Oh, it's so weird. Yeah, because it's
There's
so
no
tired.
yeah.
Off of the,
Is this right? Is this looking the same? Like, can I actually
you eat a whole piece of bacon?
So in Dallas though, Kyle can help you guys out with that, and he's
we got some really great accounts. Jackson Beer Garden in downtown Dallas. It's part of the AT&T Center. They'll be a part of it. HG Supply on Greenville will be a part of it. Bowen House in Uptown.
my favorite place.
I love Bowen House. Absolutely amazing.
Go say hey to Kayla. I love her so much.
Yeah. Taylor's going to be one of our bartenders that actually joins the beekeeper at the bartender's garden, which is going to be really amazing for she actually has like her whole shoulder is a honeycomb and bee tattoo.
Nice.
She's all about it.
If anybody was at Whiskeys of the World last year, she helped me bartend.
Oh, cool.
I mean, someone had to. I mean,
I had to give
No,
my
I couldn't
kids
do it by
away,
myself.
unfortunately. I couldn't find a babysitter.
I just wanted to hang out with her. Really, I was like, you want to go like work with me?
Taylor's amazing. And then we got some other accounts. So Julian's Bar, Revelers Hall, their sister bar at Oddfellows in Oak Cliff. So we have quite a few around Dallas. I'm trying to think of all those spots. Oishi, another round, which is kind of like a putt-putt / bar scenario.
Oh,
That's
wow.
fun.
Yeah.
That's so
Do you
cool.
have a website that all of the bars in the area might be listed at?
Yeah. So we should kind of. We're
Well, I know
having.
you should. I'm asking you if you do.
But we can let you guys know. Like, so we also have like for Austin or for Dallas specifically, or all around the U.S.
Well, I mean, I was just wondering if you
all
had
over the country, so
anything.
Yeah.
We can
Anyway.
let you guys know, like, specifically. I don't think there's like a master list, but if you guys are interested and not everybody's from Texas, we have this program going in New York, Miami, Chicago, Dallas, Austin, San Francisco, and LA.
Nice.
Okay.
Anything? And
Nope.
Canada.
And Canada, yeah.
But I don't know.
There you
go, Canada.
In the entirety of Canada.
Is it in Toronto by chance?
Seven
I
cities
would
in
have
the
to.
entirety
If
of
you guys
Canada.
are seriously interested, I can find out.
Yeah, I don't know. I know Donald's up in Toronto, so
Okay, let
you might
me
want to know.
like reach
Richie's
out.
in,
Let me
LA
know.
and,
I can reach out to our Canadian folks,
Okay.
and find out.
Everyone from Texas.
there we go. And then we know we got people in Washington, up in Maryland as well.
So we do have a website that's being launched this week, actually. And what that's going to do is actually follow. So out of those 7 states or those 7 cities, we're going to be following 3 bartenders at each one of those that is going to be working with the beekeepers. It will also list the accounts that they work at. So those 3 bartenders in each city across the 7 will be a part of that website. It'll be launching this week.
Okay. Yes.
So we can get you info on that for sure.
What does that mean? Donald said, "Yeah, I would."
He wants to know. He's in Toronto, so
Yeah,
if you
he's in
have
Toronto.
Toronto information for it, he'd like to know what bar.
Yeah.
I'll send an email to Kate. Yeah, who's up there?
Beautiful.
Perfect. I'm gonna let him know.
No, yeah, thanks, Donald. Appreciate the support.
We got to get our Canadian
We appreciate
brotherhood
Donald's
together
support
too.
as well.
So
Yes, indeed.
Donald is
Oh,
good
thanks,
people.
Richie Z.
Cheers.
these are both really good. I'm enjoying them. I'll be enjoying them probably for at least another hour, but that's fine. After we're done.
Yeah, they're like really easy to make too, and
Yeah, it's just awesome.
kind of fun and for friends. Like, and then the one thing I love, like, I mean, it feels like we're in the summer, but it's gonna be Christmas soon, and hopefully we can actually like, I don't know, hang out.
Do an event in person,
like holiday parties and stuff.
That'd be amazing.
So like Aberfeldy is just like whenever I'm like at liquor stores around that time, people come in, they're like, I want a whiskey to bring to a party, and I'm like, who brings a single malt?
Yeah. Or an old tin.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Like a gold tin.
I mean,
you brought a gold tin to a party? Come on, man.
You're the guy that shows up with the gold. Be the guy that shows up with the gold.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Go for the gold.
Yeah, bring that and some Wheaties. You'll be in great shape.
Oh, that is taking it back old school, man.
Cereal milk cocktails. They're amazing. Have you ever done a cereal milk cocktail?
Oh, so good, yeah.
Please tell me what that is.
So,
So good.
so I come from a place way back in the day where when I was bartending, every single Wednesday we would have our Facebook followers send in like challenge ingredients, and we draw them out of a hat and start creating cocktails out of it. So had to be, on your toes, like super creative with things. And so, I mean, I've worked with everything from banana ketchup, which is literally ketchup made out of bananas, to oysters, to black garlic, to anything. So, but cereal milk is, so you just take your favorite cereal. My personal one, Cinnamon Toast Crunch for
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
The best.
Soak it in the milk till it gets soggy. Get rid of the cereal. Sorry. Bye. And then take that milk and make like a milk punch. Like, especially when you're talking about wintertime, like a whiskey milk punch, a little bit of scotch, a little bit of the milk, a little bit of, honey or some sort of like sweetener in that. And then some nutmeg on top. I'm telling you, it makes an amazing cocktail.
Interesting.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah. You'd like this one too. So I worked in an account where we had a Fruity Pebbles Jungle Bird.
Oh, I love Jungle Birds.
What is a jungle? What is that?
In the world.
It's like a super tropical, like rummy kind of thing. I don't remember, like, I think we actually like infused like a liqueur or something like with, this was like 3 or 4 years ago. Okay. But big props to Andrew Grenz he's the beverage director at the Fairmont Hotel in Austin. He created that cocktail, and I was like, what is this? This is crazy. This is so cool. So yeah, Fruity Pebbles, just like he said, let it just kind of soak in. I think it was a liqueur that we did, and then like 2 days, I think, or maybe a day.
Okay.
Strain it out.
That sounds awesome.
Oh my God, so good.
So a Jungle Bird is like rum, lime, pineapple, and Campari.
Sounds delicious.
And it's like the greatest tiki cocktail, in my opinion, in the world.
Crushed ice.
It's also very versatile. So you don't always have to do rum. You can do whiskey. You can do scotch. You can really mix it up.
Teeling with their Caribbean rum barrel finish.
I used to take.
Did we make a Jungle Bird with cereal for the next time we come on here? And
absolutely, that sounds fantastic. You can totally do that.
You make up the recipe.
Like
anything you want us to make.
Yeah. Slow stuff we gotta do.
That's right.
Little slices of pineapple, like thin slices of pineapple, and soak it in Campari. And then I would dehydrate the pineapple, and it would look like this.
So you mean Martini and Rossi?
And then just garnish my drinks with it. But like they were like adult fruit roll up. It was
real.
That sounds excellent.
Oh my God, that sounds so good.
Keep that away from the kids.
I like it.
Or not.
Yeah.
Or not. Yeah. Depends if you want them to sleep or not.
But dude, we should do with Martini and Rossi like Fiero.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good.
Have you ever heard of that? It's so freaking good. It's kind of like Aperol though, but
it worked really well.
It's stronger than Aperol.
Okay.
A little more bitter.
Do you want to do an episode, Matt, called "Does It Mix with Whiskey"?
Sure, we'll have them on. We can do that. That could be a really fun episode. Since you guys have got these really cool bartending backgrounds and bring all this crap that we've never even heard of, there'll be lots of fun.
Like, what's a Jungle Bird?
want to go down the path of drinks that are not made for whiskey, now made with whiskey.
And that actually worked.
Teeling would be a great one to do that with. Let's look out for our Teeling.
Totally do that.
Actually, you're not wrong, because Teeling actually has a lot of really fun flavors that can stand up to that kind of thing.
Irene and I did another Zoom meeting a few months ago where
in Houston.
Yeah, in Houston, and basically we just let the other participants like show us their pantry, and we started creating cocktails out of like what they had in their pantry.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, like they were pulling. We're like, hey, grab the peanut butter, grab the sriracha, grab
You have a blender? Let's go.
Cool, grab that buffalo jam. Come here, let's do this. Like,
we will make you something epic.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome! I love this idea. That's a great idea. What a fun!
We do that. Yeah, Irene and I could kill that. A lot of fun.
Matt, what do we got coming up?
Oh
crap! I gotta edit the video.
I thought you already did that. Son of a bitch.
Oh yeah, we do a video for tomorrow. That's right.
Yeah, what's coming out?
Old Carter.
The Old Charter Canadian Oak. They're like super limited edition, very hard to get bottle. That thankfully our good friends got us one of those.
Yeah.
At a special liquor store that I'm not telling you where it came from.
That's fair.
Thank you, friends.
Oh, hey Lee, how's it going? It's from Scotch and the Bayou. We haven't seen Lee in a long time.
Hey.
She's all about the Scotch.
Leanne.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, Claire, you know who that is then?
I do. No, I right before all of this,
It's past bedtime.
I was in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Okay.
That was awesome, actually. Like, the last time I was in Shreveport, Louisiana was to like meet up with some friends and go check out the like casinos when I was in my like super early 20s.
The super awesome Shreveport casinos. Yeah, we checked those out when we were 21 too.
And there was a freak snowstorm on the way back. It was pretty wild. But where does Liam live in the bayou?
Pretty sure New Orleans.
Near the water.
Near the water.
Near the water. I've had a little whiskey. My New York accent starts to come out.
The water.
Near the water.
Yeah, there's actually an A in that word, but yeah. He's
He's in Baton Rouge.
We'll get
Baton
Jason
Rouge,
to
okay.
make on here and do it. It'd be funny.
In the swamp.
See, I was right.
Oh, Baton Rouge. Okay.
Yeah.
Some kind of water.
All
right,
my first underground what do they call them? Like pig roast. I had an ex-boyfriend that is from Alexandria, like outside of Alexandria. That was wild. I was like, didn't feel good. And so I was just hanging out with his dad and uncles. And I was like, what was that?
I understand what they're saying.
They were like speaking like Creole, like all kinds of crazy stuff. I was like, this is really awesome. And they liked me because I was just like going with the flow, and they were like, you're from New York? Do they have Bud Light there? We love Bud Light.
Yeah, Bud Light is national.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was made from coast to coast. Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
It's a big one.
But then they gave me a little piece of that like chitlin stuff. The, like pork fat. I was like, I've never tasted anything better in my life.
Irene, you come to the fun part of the state. Oh, that's hilarious.
Anyway.
All right. Where can people find more of you if they want to view more, or they need to talk to you guys, or need to have more information about Aberfeldy? At Irene Infused.
All right, I'm going that way. At Irene Infused. Yeah, and at Liquid. I put it so I don't have an option to go on the comments for some reason. I can put it I put it on the private chat, but that's all I have. I don't know if I'm doing this whole technology thing wrong.
Where did you put it on the private chat? Was it a while ago?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but there's only one thing.
I think it's the only thing. Yeah, it's like liquid architecture, but art
You're going too fast.
architecture.
Yeah.
I don't know how to
You
get
have to switch over between the two.
But it won't let me like message on the comments for some reason. But Irene can get a hold of me.
That's fair.
Irene can get a hold of me. There we go.
There we go.
It's all backwards.
Found it. Well,
Weird.
All backwards.
Found it.
Irene can get a hold of me.
I clicked the right buttons.
She knows where I live.
There we go.
She actually sent me honey, so like she knows where I live.
I'm hoping it shows up the next couple of days so I can
It'll
try.
probably show up tomorrow morning at like 8 o'clock in the morning.
Probably. Probably.
Or it's out there
Well,
now.
now I just have to drink
It got
whiskey.
delivered
It
at
only
9:15.
makes sense.
Seriously.
Please, guys, go out and support some local bars. Support local honey and some local beekeepers.
Yes.
They love. Thank you, Whiskey Crusader. Oh, perfect. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. At Liquid Architect now currently on the chat. But yes, please go support these local bars right now. Support the bee community. They need it, and let's keep drinking whiskey and eating some honey, and we'll love life.
We'll continue to live on this planet if those
Yeah,
things.
exactly.
Yeah. And hit us up if you need any kind of tips on how to find, local beekeepers and such.
Yeah, especially local honey. I mean, it's not the easiest. Like, it's surprising how often you can find honey in a store and it looks like it's real honey and it's corn syrup. So, I mean, it's something you really need to dive into. Feel free to reach out to us because we'll be happy to kind of lead you into a good little spot with that because it's difficult.
Yeah. Oh, Leanne's husband just captured a swarm of bees. He's relocating them to the camp tomorrow. Keep the bees. Yeah.
I love it.
Wow. Is your husband a beekeeper or enthusiast? I don't know. That's I could not do that.
As long as you keep your perspiration down, as long as you don't sweat too much and breathe too heavily, bees don't attack you.
Oh, honestly, they have little cute personalities and stuff.
No.
You can let them fly around.
If you're breathing really hard, that's what really gets them going. If you get a lot of CO2 in the air around them, they'll start getting crazy. But if you're breathing normal, you'll be fine.
There's nothing.
Stay away from mouth breathers. That's really the point here.
We all
Wear your mask.
And on that note, keep away from mouth breathers. I like that. Cheers out on that.
That's right, everybody.
Thanks for joining us on another episode of the Whiskey Crusaders. Cheers, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Stick around.